Thank you for joining me again. We started with registration, then with IAQ, SSR, DVV. Now we try to cover the later half, that is student satisfaction survey, PAT visit logistics, and assessment outcome document. So after your HA gets pre-qualified, that means they pass the minimum pre-qualifying, that is 25%. Before that, along with the DV, this important aspect, student satisfaction survey is done online. So we take proud in saying that NAC is only the agency in the entire world that takes the student satisfaction survey online. There is no other agency doing this student satisfaction or survey online. So what NAC believes is that the students who are the part of any institutions, how do they feel about the institutions in terms of the teaching skills of the teachers, the facilities available, infrastructure facilities, the feeling, the morale, the well-being part being associated with such an institution. All this can be analyzed through this teaching learning process of the institution. So we have came out with a student satisfaction survey that is comprising of 21 questions, 20 objective, one subjective questions. These 20 objectives they are evaluated on Likert 4 5-point scale, that is 0 to 4, and 21 that is a subjective question, that is an overall feeling of being associated with institutions in a subjective form, which gets validated by the PAT members at the time of PAT visit. So what happens in this student satisfaction survey? Student satisfaction survey is a part of second criteria. The metric number is 2.7.1. So here the details of all the students across all the programs, the currently enrolled students across all the programs has to be being provided. This triple S link, this DV process and triple S, they go simultaneous together. In the pre-qualification, the scores of the triple S are not taken, but in overall CGPA, it has a very high weightage, that is 30 marks question. So the as soon as you give the data while filling up your SSR, if you remember at the slides, I tell you that 50% response of the students has to be filled out to it. Once you fill and you submit a SSR, the triple S process goes on. So this link will be activated for 10 days, is valid only for 10 days. So what happens? You have to give minimum 50% of the student's details. So what you have to keep in mind, mobile number, email ID, name should not be repeated. Name can be repeated because people can have two names, but mobile number and email ID cannot be repeated. There is a data template, so that cannot be altered or changed. Student ID and environment ID is asked in the data template. So it can happen that in some colleges or maybe the university, student ID is same, there is no enrollment ID. So you have to give the student ID number again repeated in the enrollment ID. Please don't change, alter or modify the data template. AAA starts along with the TVV. Maximum 2 attempts is given to the institution in order to complete the survey. So what is the minimum percentage that you have to reach in order to complete the student satisfaction survey? For colleges, 10% or 100. For universities, 10% or 500, whichever is less. It has to be completed within 30 days from the initiation. So an example I have kept out here, what exactly minimum response should be there. So once at the time of filling up your IQ, you have given the details of 5,600 students. So details whatever you're giving in triple S cannot be more than that IAQA. So suppose 50% currently enrolled students details you have given, that is 2,800. You were not able to give the details of more students. We request you to give more details, however 50% is minimum. So at the first time, 30% of the students, that is out of 2,800, 840 students will be given triple S link. But the institution is not able to reach minimum level response at 10% or 100. The remaining 70% students will be sent the link after not reaching that what is minimum response after 10 days. So what is minimum 10% of 5,600, that 560 or 500 in order to complete a survey. What if you reach only 499 after 2 attempts? If you are not able to reach the desired level 10% or 500, your institution triple S will be deemed as not completed, and you will lose a very high weightage metric out here. So already told what is the question about. It's about the teaching learning process, specific teaching skills, overall approach, main score of each question is taken out here. So if you go onto your portal, it looks like here when you click the student satisfaction survey detail is going on, and the HA can also know what is the response given by the students for the questionnaire. One important thing I will tell you that this student satisfaction survey is totally anonymous because the system will choose the random students details from the list uploaded by the HA and the links goes to them. Neither the institution knows, neither we know to whom the link has been given, and neither the institution knows the responses nor we know the responses submitted by the student. So you can verify the responses out here. What is the total responses? You are reaching the minimum level response or not? If not, what can be done? So we also know that there is a diversified higher education system and there is diversification in terms of the geographical location. So one of the important question that might come, because I won't be taking a face-to-face question as of now, there would be dilemma in your mind because there are a lot of people who are into this remote areas or the hilly areas. The students, they are not literate out there, or maybe the internet facilities are not well developed there. So what should they do in order to complete this survey? So in the institution, if there is any person who is literate, we request such institution to call their students and teach them what exactly student satisfaction survey. So we also know there is a language barrier also. So we have kept the translated version of this triple S in English and Hindi. You can translate into your own vernacular language in the region where the language is spoken. Please teach your students how the email ID is generated, the password, everything, how the link will come. You can initiate the student satisfaction survey from your end so that the students are acquainted to it. If you don't have the necessary infrastructure facility, please go to your what do you say affiliating university, the computer science department. Send your students, tell them to teach your students how to write to the responses, how the links comes, how to respond, how to submit it. Together, if you make efforts, you will definitely reach to a success level. And what we have learned from our experiences, the colleges in Chhattisgarh, the remote areas, Jharkhand, Rajasthan, Bihar, UP, even this Jammu and Kashmir, because there is a lot of disruption in the internet service, they have done very well. So if we make efforts, we can do it. And if you do it well, there is a sense of satisfaction also and a zeal to excel more. So after triple S, which goes on simultaneous DVV, but after pre-qualification, the most important step, that is next important step is PAT visit and logistics. So what the HEA has to do, as I already told that everything is through HEA portal amount. You have to give the details of 3 visit slots. You have to make the second level payment of SSR and the logistic fees, and you have to give the details of the airports and the hotels nearby. So what you have to do? Three good hotels nearby, three-star hotels nearby the institution with the details. The details in terms of the airport distance from the institution, the institution dates which they have provided while filling up the payment and the PTV dates. The finalized date will be communicated through HA portal and will give an email also regarding the same. Two more important instruction. NAC will take care of the traveling, DA, the honorarium, etc. The institution need not to enter into any financial transaction. But however, we will send in communication regarding the PA team members before 3 days of the visit. Why only before 3 days of visit? Because there should not be any communication with the PA team members and the HEI. In order to make the local arrangements means picking up from the airport to the hotel, to the institute, institute to the hotel, and back to the airport. It's the prerogative of the institution to make the arrangements, and working lunch may be provided by the institution during the visit days. Otherwise, there is no other financial transaction that HA and PAT members should indulge into. So, what is the logistic fees? For colleges, it's 1,50,000 plus GST 18%, that is 1,77,000. For professional institutions or the colleges, 3 lakh plus GST 18%. Same it's for the university. But if any university they have recognized offshore or off campuses, they have to pay additional 2 lakh plus GST 18% for such offshore campuses. So provision for reimbursement, as I already told, if you are a UGC 2F2 will be recognized, and if you want to claim the reimbursement of the assessment accreditation fees and the logistic fees, you have to submit the 12 development grant plan along with the documents which you are seeking in the forms. Once we get money from the UGC, then we will refund the amount accordingly. So once I'll do a brainstorming again, registration is done, your IAQ is done, SSR is done, your DVV is done, triple is done, your PAT visit and logistic is over. So after this, an integration of the scores in DVV, the score in triple S, the score in PAT visit and logistics, all three simultaneously is combined at the time of declaration of result. Before the declaration of result day, nobody knows what is the score in DVV, what is the score in triple S, what is the score in PAT visit logistics, sorry, in PAT visit. At the time of the day of declaration, all these three get combined into CGP and a final CGP score is arrived, and this is the scoring range 3.51 to 4, it's A double plus, and the last is 1.50 less, that is D. Not accredited means that means your institution is unqualified. Please don't be disheartened. It means that there are scope for improvement. You may kindly improve on the aspects which we will be highlighting in the documents which we are sending to you. And when you think that you have improved, you can reapply for NAC assessment accreditation. I'll end my presentation with a beautiful quote by Ron Lewis, that quality of higher education is not only our prerogative. We have to make it ensure that our future generation is also secure. That means one of the most important things for a very good quality life for our next generation, coming generation, is that we have a good quality higher education. Thank you, one and all, for the patient listening. Thank you. I hope I have justified the sessions given to me. Thank you.